All right. First one we're going to be doing is this one. We're going to be completing the frequency table. So these male and female people were asked if they wear glasses. These are the people that said yes. These are the people that said no, male and female. Okay, so we're completing this chart. At the end, this area back here are totals of the rows. The bottom is also total of the columns. Okay, so at the end of this direction, that's a total. At the end, total. At the end, total. Same thing down here. Okay? So you're trying to figure out the numbers that are missing. So you look for something that has two numbers, a row or a column that has two numbers, but missing a third. So if you're looking at this row, it has two numbers, so it's missing just the third one. So 8 plus something makes 12. Okay? So you would go, okay, well, 8 plus 4 equals 12. If you don't know that, you would be doing, over here, you'd be going 12 minus 8. So 12 minus 8, that equals 4. Oh, the answer is 4, that's missing. Okay, what's easy about this is you can put the 4 in there and double check your work. Okay, I put it in there, let me check. 8 plus 4, does that make 12? Yes, I'm correct. Okay, and now this one and this one have two numbers. Okay, so let's do this one because it's far left and I just want to go in order. So 8 plus something make 14. Again, you'd go 14 minus 8 and you get 6. So this equals 6. So B equals 6. Now 8 plus 6 makes 14. I'm correct. Now we can do this row here. 6 plus 10, that has to equal 16. Okay, so 16 is going to go there. So now we know that C is 16. Now we can figure out D. 4 and 10 have to make 14. And now the total is 14 plus 14. That's 28. You could have also gone this way, and it would have also made 28. So 28. Okay, so that's what you're doing in this one. You're completing the chart. All right, for this one, I'm going to use this same frequency table. So let's just fill in these numbers. 8, 6, 14, 4, 10, 14, and 12, 16, 28. Okay, so what you're going to do in this one, okay, you're allowed to use a calculator for this section. So you're going to divide. Okay, for this one, there's no specifics about what frequency table it is. It didn't say row and it didn't say column. When that happens, your focus is this number in the corner here. So that is your number. You're going to divide every single one of these numbers by 28. So you're going to do 8 divided by 28. And that gives you 0.285714285. But what you're really looking at is the first three numbers after the decimal point. So 285. Okay? You're going to round because I'm going to want everything to be whole numbers. So you're going to round 28.5. So this one's going to make 28.6. This one's going to make 0.29. So this is going to be 0.29. So 0.29 in percent is written as 29. So 29. Okay? Now you're going to do the 6 here, right? 6 divided by 28. That's going to give us 0.214. So I'm going to stop here. 21, this rounds it down, so it's just going to stay 21. So this is going to be 21% right here. Okay? These are percents in here. This one that's circled is 100%. Okay? 14 divided by 28, I already know that's 50%. I also know that this one's 50%. So now we're just doing 4. 4 divided by 28. Remember, 50% is half. I know 14 is half of 28. So that's not a tough stretch here. So now I have 0.142. So 0.142. Okay? The 2 does nothing to the 14, so it's going to stay at 14%. Now I'm going to do the 10. 10 divided by 28 equals, that's going to equal 0.35, and then there's a 7 here. The 7 will round this up, so this is going to be 36%. Okay? And you can check my work on the other ones, but this is going to make 43%, and this is going to make 57%, and there's your total. And then you're done. Okay? If I asked you to do a row, if I said up here, we're doing a two-way frequency table, rows, oh, a weird W. Let's just scratch that out. Then our focus would be every single row as its own entity. Okay? So that means everything in this row will have to be 100%, 100%, 100%. So every single end of the row is 100%. So now you're just doing 8 out of 12. So 8 divided by 12, that gives me 66.6. So 66, and then there's a 6 here. So that's going to make that into 67. So 67%. 6 divided by 16. You see how I'm going to the end of the row? So 6 divided by 16, that's going to be 0.375. That's going to make it a 38%. Okay? Then this one, 14 divided by 28, we already know, is 50%. Okay? This one's also going to be 50% because it's the same. This one is going to be, so you can check my work after, but this is going to be 33%, and this is going to end up to be 62%. Okay? Now the next one, what if I said the word columns? A two-way frequency table, columns. So now, same numbers, okay? Now we're focusing on the bottom. So the bottoms are going to be all 100%. So these are going to be your denominators in your division. So now you're doing 8 divided by 14. 8 divided by 14. That's going to give me 0.571. So 0.571. That's going to stay 57, so it's going to be 57%. Then the next one's going to be this one. We're going to do 4 divided by 14. So 4 divided by 14. That's going to give me 0.285, right? So that's going to make it 29. So 29% is what you're going to write here, because the 28 is going to turn into 29. And then this last one here is going to be 12 divided by 28. And that's going to be 43%. 43%. 4, 2, 8. The 8 makes the 2 into a 3. Then we complete this. So it's going to be 43%. This is going to be 71%. And this is going to be 57%. Okay? You see how they all add up to 100% at the bottom? So that's how you do those. Now we're talking about solutions. Okay? So, how many solutions does this have? If the slopes are different, the slope is the number that's next to x, meaning right here. Okay, on the left of the x. Right now you have a 1, a negative 1, and a 1. Are the slopes the same? No. So this has one solution. Okay? What if they are the same? If they are the same, there's two options. Okay? Now for this one, now what does 1 mean, actually, solution? If you would have graphed this, these two lines, because one is going faster than the other, okay, one's going up a slope of 1, so it's going like that, and the other one's a slope of negative 1, so it's going down like that. They're going to intersect. That gives it one solution. Okay? Here, in this one, they're going up at the same speed. They're going up at the same speed here. Okay? That's interesting. That means two things. That means they're going to be parallel and never touch, or they're going to be the exact same sign, and they're going to be touching constantly. So let's see. The speed is the same, but they start in different spots. So they're going to look like this, starting in different spots, but going up at the same speed. These lines never intersect, like this one. So this has no solutions. Okay? This one, these two lines are the exact same line. They start in the same spot, and they're going up at the same speed. So it's just me writing the same line twice. They're always going to be touching. And how do we express always? Infinite solutions. Okay? If you get something like this, this is not in the same form as this. You don't get the slope and the intercept unless it's in slope-intercept form. Okay? So you'd have to move everything to the other side. So I'd move the 3x, because it's adding with this. I'm just going to move it to the other side. So now we're left with, so I'm doing this one just so you know. So now we're left with a minus 3x on that side, a 5y all by itself on this side, a minus 3x because we moved it to the other side, and a positive 10. Okay? Then we'd have to divide everything by 5. to leave the y by itself. So now y equals negative 3 over 5x plus 2. So that's this line, this one we're talking about here. So now I know what the slope is and I know what the y-intercept is. So I need to do the same thing for this one. So I'm going to move the 6x to the other side. So now we're left with 10y, okay, because I moved this one. 10y by itself equals the 6x turns into minus 6x, and that's a plus 20, right? And then we're going to divide everything by 10. Divide by 10, divide by 10, divide by 10. So y equals negative 6 over 10 plus 2, with the x here. Now, 6 over 10 can be simplified, okay? So y equals negative, these are both divisible by 2. So 3 over 5x plus 2. So this is the new line. These lines are exactly the same. So how many solutions does it have? Infinite. Okay? Now, in some instances, they might show you something like this. This has one solution. If it has one solution, you have to solve it. How do you solve something that has one solution? Well, this equals y, and this also equals y, which means they equal each other. So 2x plus 3 equals 5x plus 15, right? We have too many x's. Move this to the other side. We're left with minus 5x. That leaves me with negative 3x. Drop the 3, because we haven't done anything with it. And drop the 15, because we also haven't done anything with it. So the positive 15 is just going to be 15. Now all we have to do is leave x by itself. Subtract 3, subtract 3. Negative 3x equals 12, divided by negative 3, divided by negative 3. X equals negative 4. So we know what x is. But if we're looking for a location where two lines are intersecting, I need an x and I need a y. So how do I find the y? Well, I'm just going to, x is negative 4 when they intersect. So I'm just going to plug it into one of these. It doesn't matter which one I plug it into, it'll still be the same answer. So I'm going to plug it into this top one. So y equals 2 times x. So 2 times x is the same thing as saying 2 times negative 4, which is negative 8, plus 3. So y equals negative 5. And there is where these two lines will intersect. And that's it. Okay, toughest version. Most questions will look like these up here, where you just tell me, but just in case.